reason the Bears won the Super Bowl in 85 was because of the Super Bowl shuffle. Now, let me explain.
I was going to say it's because of Mike Singletary.
No,
that's fine.
It was because of the Super Bowl shuffle. And I just want to go back. I watched the documentary on this, and they tapped into this a little bit on the documentary, but they didn't hit it hard enough. Okay. The Bears lost on Monday night to the Dolphins, right? And the next day they were supposed to tape this Super Bowl shuffle, which they were committed to tape. So Singletary is the most accountable guy and the leader in the locker room. So he says, yeah, we're going to do this. So the whole team's like, even though we lost, we're going to do it. Except for Walter Payton and Jim McMahon. They're like, dude, we're not going. Like, we can't do it. We lost. And for us to do a video about the Super Bowl shuffle, you know, like, it's not a good look. Like, you know, we're still in the regular season here. And, but the guys who were, but Singletary's like, we're going. So McMahon and Payton didn't go, right? So there's probably 30 guys on the Chicago Bears. I think there were 20, 30 supposed to come, or 26, or 30 supposed to come. I think 26 showed up, right? Dan Hampton and Steve McMichael were both out. They said, we can't do it because of their belief in a jinx and how it wasn't right. But the idea is this day, right? They got there at noon. They finished probably around 7, 8 o'clock. Okay. They basically had to learn to dance in formation, right? They did a bunch of super awkward stuff, right? Like a lot of guys were horrible dancers. They'd already recorded the audio track, so that was already done. A lot of guys were like kind of late getting there. There were hurdles with production. The guy who put it together, his name was Dick Warner, I think. Okay. I could tell by what I'm going to say this. This is like, I could tell by watching the video. The guy was tall like me. He was a perfume heir. Like his family had a big time perfume company and it became a men's perfume. So he made his money there, but he wanted to get into music. So he sees that this is kind of going sideways. So he is out there. He's got this like, you know, one of like a members only jacket on. This guy is so 1980s. It was not surprising to me to find out that he was accused of being a major alcoholic and cocaine addict after watching this. This is like 2 p.m. in Chicago. This guy is running around dancing, showing these guys how to dance. And he's like a good dancer. He's this big white guy. He's dancing and all the Bears are kind of laughing at him, but then they start dancing too. And then this guy, they need somebody to come in and blow a whistle and be a referee in the video because Otis Wilson says ass as part of his rap. So this guy calls his like super hot wife. She shows up, wears a referee's outfit on and blows a whistle at the point where they try to edit out Otis Wilson saying ass, and it works. But it was almost as though this team, and Singletary spoke to this, it was almost as though they did like a ropes course for a day. Like, and they left that video, right? Like closer. Like they literally did something like together off the field. And after that, and by the way, Singletary was like, yo, like, cause on the music video, they do like huddle up and then they break and then they start doing their performance, which is like the most 1980s thing in the world. It's so great. I mean, again, not surprised that the guy who was at the tip of the spear with this whole deal might have been out of his mind on drugs. His wife said, by the way, he was in this walk-in closet dressing room where he got dressed. This is the wealthy guy. And he's back there and is getting ready. And he comes out to his wife. The guy was like an innovator and everything. And he goes, what if I put together a music video with the Chicago Bears rapping? And she was like, dude, what are you doing in there? Like, what is going on back there? Well, now I think I know what's going on. But he had this idea and all the money went to charity, right? And all right, we got to wrap this up because I see Robbie Bosco's here. But all the money went to charity. But Singletary spoke to the fact that, like, after this was done, we were bonded, dude. This thing had bonded us. And Walter Payton and Jim McMahon eventually did go to the they didn't go to the studio. They were recorded against a green screen at their practice facility, doing their parts. And, you know, this is like perfect timing because you were just able to do stuff like that, right? In like the mid 80s. But that song, and this is what I was saying before I got sidetracked. I'm sorry. Singletary said before they huddled up, or when they huddled up and before they break out and they performed, he said to everybody, he's like, yo, we have to win the Super Bowl now. Like, there's no other option. We have a responsibility to ourselves and to the city to win the Super Bowl. And I just think that was like the finishing touches on a potential Super Bowl team. So to what Scotty is saying, this kneeling thing, and honestly, we had Chad Brown on. I can connect it to Chad too. When Colorado was playing, Chad's, I guess it was maybe freshman or sophomore year, their quarterback Salinesi was diagnosed with stomach cancer, and he missed the whole season. And Darian Hagan took over, but there was this power greater than that was behind this team. And Marshawn kneeling the same thing now. To compare the Super Bowl shuffle with those two things is ridiculous, I know. But there is something special about teams coming together and bonding about anything that's greater than themselves. And so often it's football, so that becomes regulatory. But I think off the field in life, when you're going through stuff, that can be something that pushes you over the edge. All right, the Pete Souza Show will be back tomorrow. Thank you guys so much for watching.